You just had a parent-teacher meeting, and during the meeting, you probably wrote down a bunch of notes or typed them up. Well, what are you going to do with those notes? What are you going to do next after the meeting to make sure that the decisions and the progress made during the meeting actually continue forward to help the student? Well, there's three things you can do, and we're going to turn to AI to help us with them. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our notes and we are going to upload them to the AI, or you can copy them off and paste them in there. So I've got a bunch of notes for this parent meeting, and they're not complete sentences, and they're not greatly detailed, and they're not organized. They ain't pretty, but we can still use them to do three very important things. The first thing that we're going to do, prompt number one, is we're going to explain to the AI, here's what it is, and what do I want first? So the prompt is, I am a fifth grade teacher, and you'll put in your grade and your subject and so forth. I just completed a parent-teacher conference meeting for one of my students. I've uploaded the notes from the meeting, all right, which we saw there. First, this is the first thing we're going to do. Condense these into a narrative format using short paragraphs written in simple language. Use subheadings per topic. Do not, and this is very important, do not add or subtract any information from the notes. AIs tend to flush things out a bit, pretty them up, but no, the content needs to be exactly what you wrote during the meeting. What this is for your own internal record keeping. Maybe it goes into the student file, maybe it goes into some kind of a binder somewhere, wherever it is. You need your own full record of what happened during that meeting. So we'll copy that prompt off. I better grab that again just in case I forgot to say copy. And we're going to give it to the AI. And the AI is going to take our rather raw notes and turn it into something that we can use to refer back to and place into the student's file. So here it is, a nice condensed narrative. No information has been added or removed, and that's extraordinarily important. Nice overview, strengths, concerns, engagement. So here are the summaries of the various topics within your notes. So that's number one. So you're going to copy that off, stick it in a folder somewhere. Now, the next thing that we can do with this is send something to the parents. Every parent meeting really should be followed up by a letter or some kind of a follow-up communication to the parents to say, thanks. Here's what we talked about. Here's what's next. Let's take a look at prompt number two. Okay, next, I want to send a brief follow-up letter to the parents that summarizes our conversation. Okay, using a mix of narrative text for more explanatory information and bullet points for specific details. It should also thank the parents for meeting with me and for their support, indicate what I will do at school, what parents will do at home. End with affirming statements regarding collaboration and continued support for the student. Good stuff there. If we have an agreement to meet again, mention it. And as always, parents are welcome to contact me to discuss. Now, I wrote this one a little bit generically so that you can take it and apply it to your own purposes. That's why you see, if we have an agreement to meet. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. All right, so let's take that full prompt for a follow-up letter and give that one to our AI as well. And any moment now, it will start. There we go. Banging away. So this might be an email, which is a good idea because then you have a record of it. Or it might be something you put onto letterhead, but a letter home. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I appreciate. Okay, then we have things we discussed, things I'll do at school, Things the parents can do: agreed to monitor and check in again in 4 to 6 weeks. So that was in the notes and it's now in the letter. Contact me. I appreciate you working together, etc. So that is the second thing that we do with those parent-teacher conference notes. Hi, David Bowman here. If you are enjoying this video and these techniques, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, if you are a school administrator or a PD lead and you're looking for some support for your staff to make the most effective use of AI within the learning environment, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We'd love to talk to you about how we can work together to make sure that your staff is using AI effectively to meet the learning needs of kids. Now, back to the video. Now it's time for the third step and the final step. You've got something for your files, your information. You've got something to send home, but what about the student? When we meet to talk about kids, it's always a good idea to let the kids know. Maybe the student was there, maybe not, but regardless, something that goes back to the student to say, hey, you are an important part of this process also. So here is what we talked about. When we were talking about you, here's what we said. One thing that will always hurt relationships with students is when students think you are talking about them behind their backs. Adults don't like it. Kids don't like it. And if we upset the kid because they feel like we're being unfair or ganging up on them or something, it's going to be very hard to engage that student in meaningful instruction in a positive relationship going forward. We always want to make sure the student has his or her own record of what happened. So prompt number 3 is going to help us to do that. Let's take a look at it. It's kind of a short one. Finally, I want you to provide the student with a brief overview of what we talked about. Include key information about strengths and challenges. Make sure to add affirming, positive language and confidence in the student. If students think you believe in them and their ability, they're going to try a little harder in class. If they think that you believe they're a lost case, after all, you're talking to the parents about them, right? They're going to stop. They're going to check out. So let's add a piece about confidence in there as well. Let's see, there we go. There is my AI. Let's drop in this final piece and say, go. This one you will give to the student. You might just do this on a regular piece of paper. I wouldn't make it formal. It doesn't need to be. This is you expressing respect for and confidence in the student. In fact, if you want to handwrite it, even better, because that means you care enough to go to all that extra effort and the time to actually write something for the student. The question is, what do you write? And that is what AI is helping us with. So, what we talked about, your strengths, challenges. See, it's all there, right? Every bit of the content is in there, but it's in there in a way that is positive for the student and respectful of his or her feelings. Feelings and confidence. How we will help, because we're the teachers. We're there to help. And moving forward, everyone believes in you and know you can grow in math. Making mistakes is a part of learning. So a very, very nice. And then you will sign it at the bottom and you will give it to the student. Don't make a show out of it. Don't make it formal. This is something you fold it up, you put a little note, and you just stick it on their desk or slip it into their backpack or drop it in their hand when they're walking out the door. Let them deal with reading it. You don't need to discuss it. You don't need to do anything. But this is you reaching out to help the student. All right, so 3 very quick ways to use your meeting notes from parent-teacher conferences to help support improvements, future relationships, and learning growth by the students. I hope you found this useful. Take care.